in the past, like I remember when I had to connect on the internet by using dial-up, and then I had an account, a mail account that I had to use to connect on the internet, and I would receive one mail per week because it was so awful to send a simple mail that we had to wait for a long time, and then suddenly the speedy and fast internet take place, and then emails we shift from let's say from normal post mail to emails. We shift from messages to WhatsApp nowadays, so we are bombed to many ways of communication, but certainly email is going to still playing an important role when it comes down to communication. But back then, when we used dial-up connections, we barely thought about how my email or my data is going to be used, or is going to be sold for corporates to offer me a service. And then with the massive usage of mails and business moving more to the digital world, so then the digital data became the new gold. And then back then, EU, the European Union, said, okay, nice, that we are moving more towards the digital era, but we need to regulate this market to avoid that people, they are going to be suffering with the leakage of their own data. So then it was created a famous GDPR that was used as a model to many other countries that are creating their own, if is not already created and implemented and valid as well. So then many organizations that were doing business with Europe, or they were established in Europe, or they had Europeans data, they had to kind of adapt their business according to the GDPR, and then the world was a bit collapsing about what we should do, what controls are being required, how is this work. So then to support the organizations, then we create the privacy and data protection program that is mainly the foundation practitioner. But then many other organizations, they were asking us, okay, but we need to appoint someone to be considered the DPO, the data protection officer of the organization. And this, again, doesn't need to be someone that is positioned at the C-level organization. The role data protection officer can be taken by anyone that has the knowledge at the organization. This person will be the responsible for the privacy and data protection controls and procedures and policies from the organization. So then we said, okay, so then to facilitate your understanding about what you should do next, and then to facilitate those that are going to take over this role, so then we created the career path certification called EXIN Data Protection Officer that reunites over here in this role base the Privacy and Data Protection Foundation that will provide the basics for you to understand what it is about GDPR and the main laws and policies and controls and procedures regarding to this. And then on the practitioner level, then we're going to understand how to implement this. But if we're talking about data protection controls and procedures and policies, I cannot even dream about someone not knowing about information security management controls and policies, because one thing is related to the other. They are intrinsic together. It's impossible for us to make them apart. So then we said, okay, so this is an important thing for someone to know. And we cannot put someone out there in the market by saying yeah, I'm certified by EXIN as a data protection officer, and I have no clue about how to make that happen, how to establish a management system. So then we incorporated the information security management foundation over there as well. So then for those that would like to become an EXIN data protection officer, they don't need to prove only GDPR, but they need to prove the knowledge regarding to management system, to how to implement controls, because otherwise you cannot do much. You are going to be lacking some kind of specific knowledge to move forward and to succeed in the role. And then when you accomplish both on the foundation level, Privacy and Data Protection Foundation, Information Security Management Foundation, and then later plus Privacy and Data Protection Practitioner, then you receive the EXIN Data Protection Officer certification from EXIN. And then when it comes down to the skills that companies are in need. So then we have creativity, we have collaboration, we have adaptability, and as hard skills, we have analytical reasoning, and then also business analysis, because it's impossible to think about to implement like a GDPR or laws or controls or management systems without you understand in which business are you in, because this is the main thing that's going to determine the pace and how the management system to control the privacy, information security, and data protection would work at organizations.